Alright, I do believe we're all set to go, so I will give myself the audio check, and then we'll get started this evening. Let my smartphone catch up to me, and then we should be all good. And there we are. Wonderful. So yeah, sorry I was not with you guys on Wednesday, but I was really tired and I just needed to crash into bed. I just could not keep my eyes open for any extended period of time, so had to take care of getting some rest. But this evening we don't have to worry about that. We have to think about how we're going to bring two storylines to a close, because tonight we are now in the week that patch 7.55 of this game has launched as far as this expansion is concerned. This is not the end of the main story. That is going to come over in September, ironically, when I get home from vacation. So yeah, the day I get home from vacation is the day that the last part of the main story will come, and that of course will be live for all of you to see. For tonight though, as the skies begin to clear and I get to enjoy my happy hour cocktail, or what's left of it, we're gonna be taking on patch 7.55 and clearing two main stories that are connected to the people of TURAL as well as to Inspector Hildebrand. And I hope you guys are ready, because this is going to be quite the enjoyable experience indeed. So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world. Matthias Griffin back with you for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail Live. So, let's go ahead and prepare for departure this evening, because our first journey will begin here in TURAL, so let's head on over. And we'll make our way over to the west end of TURAL. So that's where we were going to find someone who I've crossed paths before already in some previous quests on the side. And for those of you who are wondering about the quest that's currently active, that's to get the ultimate form of the special weapons of the Occult Crescents. But getting there, it's gonna take a long time to accomplish, and I don't know if I'll be able to get all 21 weapons before the new expansion comes out in January. But I'll try my hardest. So, the journey begins by speaking with Zeli Holly of the Vanu, so let's go ahead and speak with him to take on our level 100 quest for the Society, aka Beast Tribe quest, entitled Touring TURAL. Zeli Holly wears a tired but fulfilled expression on her face. And also, this is a woman, my apologies. Why, if it isn't our special advisor, you'll be pleased to know that business is booming at the TURAL Travel Agency. I have scarcely had time to rest my feathers, in fact. But what about you, Matthias? How goes the adventuring profession? I'm in the middle of a grand quest as we speak. It could be worse, or truth be told, I'm feeling a touch fatigued, but yeah, given what we've been accomplishing, and will continue to accomplish in the expansions beyond, I'm glad to hear you're keeping busy. As the agency's reputation grows, we find ourselves with more and more customers from distant lands. It's been quite the challenge catering experiences for each of them. That reminds me, Robert Case said he wished to discuss a certain matter with you. If you have a moment, could you stop by the eatery? Of course. He and Liplu must want you to be part of this new plan that they're cooking up. Now I should go and greet our newest arrivals. It's always a pleasure seeing you, Matthias. Well, thank you very much, Miss Saliali. So, we're heading back to the TURAL Touring Agency, and we're gonna go ahead and speak with the people there. So let's head on over to Doc Poga, because I know it's been a while since you guys have seen what this place looks like. So here is the TURAL Travel Agency at 100% completion. We got a full range of various huts and things going on. We have trying to show off, we got some rituals going on over here. We got some alpacas being herded. From time to time, you'll see Cunities, the big mammal-like things that are like the stuff that we saw in the first dungeon in Huikatumu of Dawntrail that were not only helping us get from point A to point B, but also we had to fight one along the way. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff as this place has been fully flushed out now. And as mentioned, it does include this eatery, run by a man named Wakesa. Hello, you two. Yeah, there with Liplu, the leader of the TURAL travel agency. So for now, it might be best for you to stop preparing the ingredients. Can you manage? It may end up being quite the guest list. The more the merrier. Speaking of which, the guest of honor graces us with his presence. Hello there. Been keeping busy, Mathia? I have, thank you. Why, hello, Mathia. What brings you to the TURAL travel agency this day? Well, if you must know. I see. Well, it was fortunate you ran into Zelihali. There is indeed a certain matter we'd like to discuss with you. You see, we've heard from our customers and fellow merchants about recent developments in both Urkopacha and Mamuk. It seems both settlements have been revitalized by ambitious new ventures. Where he gets out, I guess. Apparently, these endeavors flourished thanks in part to the tireless contributions of a lone traveler whose many skills helped pave the way from shaky beginnings to steadfast success. As I heard more and more of these stories, I became certain of who this lone traveler was. I believe he stands before me now, in fact. And you're not wrong. Guilty as charged. As we take a look at who else we've helped along the way. Between the Mamulja and the Yokui. I won't deny it, I've been busy, I admit, or each experience brought me closer to TURAL's people, which it has. I knew it! I can imagine no one else as I heard of the traveler's many selfless feats. I'm glad to know it was you. Now, I'm certain you're the right man for a little task I need help with. Do you mind delivering 2 missives for me? I'm hoping to reach out to the people in charge of these new ventures at Zergata the Open-Armed and Gokgolma, if I remember correctly. Sounds simple enough for looking to expand the offerings of the TURAL travel agency, because yeah, if you're looking for partnerships or whatnot, I can hook you up. Not yet, not yet. Before such considerations, I feel there's something we should all do together first. My inner abacus is telling me there is no better time to grasp this opportunity than now. We're planning to propose a little joint venture is all. For now though, we have to keep the details close to the chest. Sorry for the secrecy, but believe me when I say it'll benefit everyone involved. Okay. I knew we could count on you, Mathia. You're quite welcome. Yeah, of course, there's a catch out of the search chain. I suppose it only makes sense to visit the closer destination first, Zergata the Open-Armed. While we're taking care of that, we'll be about our own preparations. Farewell for now. You're welcome. So, time for us to head off to Warlord's Echo in Urkopacha. And I believe this gentleman is joining me there. And he is. We're both embarking upon the same path. I think you are too. So as we arrive on scene, we are reunited with Farafar, representing the Okui. So, hello there, it's been a while. Oh, Mathia, it is good to see you. Have you come to lend a hand again? Well, in a way. A letter from the TURAL travel agency. Let me see. Ah, yes, Mathia. Have you by chance read this letter? No, nope. I thought so. Then I shall keep the surprise, I meant that it may come as a surprise that Liplu considers you her special advisor. No? Then I suppose that there's no need for you to read the letter after all. Certainly not. In any case, I think I shall read the rest of the letter together with Froyaga. In the meantime, you should go speak with your Cortete. The spirits ask daily when you will come and play with them. They will be overjoyed to see you. I'd be glad to. So that means dressing for the weather. So I've got my Dragoon armor on, not that I'm gonna need it. Hey there, Nervagar. We're going in. So this is what Zergate looks like at 100% completion. So all the buildings that were knocked down or deserted have been completely rebuilt. And this monument that we noticed when we first came here is now completely rebuilt, and a giant snowflake statue is erected right at the top. And so, yeah, here's Cortete, who of course we've fought this particular creature over in Warcore Zormor, the level 93 dungeon, but here we're making peace. Also, that was backlick. Look, the crafty one has come. Mathia has come. Indeed he has. Here to play with the spirits, Mathia? Real Cortete's joy reflects my own. It is always an honor to meet with a hero of your pedigree. The hands can always use the aid of one such as you. Well, I think I might be able to spare some time. Let me tell you why I'm here. You're here to deliver a letter from the TURAL travel agency? They've become the talk of TURAL as of late, and you say you're their special advisor? You do get around, don't you? Yet you have not read the letter yourself. Curious. Given the agency's purpose, perhaps they intend to cooperate with the Yokui to attract more sightseers to this place. If that were the case, surely they would have come themselves. I recall the concern is managed by the self-same siblings who oversaw the Alpaca wool-bedding emporium, and I know they prefer face-to-face business dealings. That being said... Yeah, meanwhile, the big guy in the back, the one in the white, just staring like, what's going on? With the lion's share of the restoration work finished, many of the artisans are eager to start their next project. Such a proposal could provide that opportunity and breathe even more life into Urkopacha. We know not what business and project mean. Are you saying more little people like you will come? Well, it's too soon to say for certain. If that were the case, however, would you greet them happily? We would! More people means more friends to play with. Together we can remember all the friends who came before. Oh ho, I see even the spirits have taken to the Yokui way of thinking. Nothing could make me happier. If we play more, then more snow will fall. The frost blooms will blossom and everyone will smile. Farafal will smile too, yes? Most certainly. Just remember not to freeze everyone's sun. Yeah, not a doubt in my mind. We knew it. Can we play now, crafty one? I don't think you can refuse, nor do you wish to. We have pressing matters to attend to ourselves, but it's simply impossible to deny Rio Cortete. To be honest, the two of us have been hard-pressed to keep up with the spirits during their games. With you on our side, perhaps the odds will even out. Less talking, more playing! So I'll make sure to put the spear away before I have fun with you, Ryokor. And you'll also see some of Ryokor's friends that are dancing around happily. So after some time... Someone's clearly worn out. That was so much fun. Thank you, crafty one. I'm positively drenched, but so long as Recall Turte is satisfied, I'm glad to risk a little frostbite. Well played, everyone. Risk a little frostbite. Hey, Bubba, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. So, after all that, perhaps some time to warm up and rest would be well advised. Farfar has surely read the letter by now, so why don't you return to shelter? Okay. Come back, crafty one. We will be waiting. I know you will, there, Ryokor. I'll make sure to bring more friends for you. Alright. That's taken care of. We don't need our dress armor for this, so Farfar. I can tell by the snow on your clothes that you indulge the spirit's playful whims. I hope that you look forward to visiting us as much as we look forward to welcoming you. Now, I believe I have kept you waiting for long enough. You are curious about the letter, yes? Liplu wrote of her plans for the future. It sounds marvelous, so could you please... this is a bad time for the yawns to kick in. It sounds marvelous, so could you please tell her that I would be honored to be a part of it? Absolutely. Unfortunately, I am unable to show air any more than that. While your curiosity must be eating away at you, rest assured everything will be made clear soon enough. Judging by what I read, it seems your next destination is Gokgolma in Mamuk. May your travels be swift. As for myself, preparations must be made for Liplu's endeavor. I look forward to seeing you again soon. So do I there, Farfar. Alright, to Mamuk we go. And as you may have noticed, my Chocobo has Dragoon armor of his own, which is pretty cool. So let's head on over to the Gokgolma farm and see how the Mamulja are doing. So this is what their garden looks like. Ashwali stay flying, but yeah. When their farm is completely rebuilt, this is what it looks like. So they have all the crops that they need. They have a flying branch bearer to supply them with water. And they have magical sunlight that they have courtesy of these lanterns that is used to shine on the crops so that they can grow. So a very fruitful effort all around. So it's to Revolja who we will speak to continue on. Hello, Mathia. Come to see how we're getting along? Gokgolma is more prosperous than ever, I'm glad to say. Since joining the TURAL Agricultural Association, we've gained more and more customers from outside Mamuk. We've even arranged a trial partnership for our crops to be used at a taco shop. Oh, would it be aunties? More on that later. When I went to Tuliol to deliver them, I heard some relatives of mine were returning to Mamuk for a visit. They're eager to see what change has come to the city. Apparently, they're bringing along their younglings, so we're arranging to have them ride on a branch bearer. A bird's eye view of the granary is sure to leave a positive impression. That's about it for what's new around here. How have things been with you, Mathia? Well, we have this for you. A letter, you say? Oh, let me have a look. The TURAL Travel Agency? I've heard people talk of it in the capital. Wait, you're their special advisor? Indeed I am. You do have friends everywhere, don't you? What else is in this letter? Let's see. I think Angier should read this as well. While we're doing that, why don't you pay a visit to the kitchen? Tayat Ro is there to help Bol Cells prepare a new dish. Gotolja should be around there too. I think they'll all be glad to see you. Once we've read the letter, I'll meet you at the kitchen. Until then. Alright. I don't even know what that word means there, Bubba. Is that Mathia? You've come just in time. Old Bull Cell's been struck with inspiration and whips us up a delicious new dish. Well, I heard a few former Marmook residents were returning from TURAL. I sensed an opportunity to use my cooking to show them how much their old home has changed, and the culinary wheels began to turn. And besides, while Tika Selvas has earned a reputation among visitors, we mustn't rest on our laurels as artisans. And for their Marmorja friends, yeah, have a look. And Mr. there, Gatorja, it's been a while. Wulja and the others poured their sweat and tears into the granary, and our relations with Shadowbringers have last started to improve. Tayatro and the other hunters can visit without fear of menacing stares or harsh words. Marmook has changed. The entirety of Yachtel has changed. For the better, of course, but not everyone knows this, and it's our job to spread the good tidings. According to Wulja, while our crops are proving popular among those outside these canopies, people are still wary to step foot within Yachtel. Marmook has had a reputation as an inhospitable place for so long that many treat it as fact. Even I refuse to believe it had changed until I saw it with my own eyes. But your food will get people thinking differently. They won't just hear about the change, they'll taste it. I would gladly volunteer for any flavor testing you might need. I'm sure you would. And so, I would have you sample my work as well. My newest creation is called Moxtel, meaning force radiance in our tongue. I've deep fried the shining Najul peels and placed them atop a hearty soup. We'll see how that all unfolds. Yeah, look how happy they all are. So I guess after some time we've already enjoyed the soup. Apologies for the wait. I must say, your friend Liplu certainly has some interesting ideas. And after discussing it with Angia, we decided to bring them to fruition. We'd like to begin preparations at once, but first wanted to confirm that the event is being held at Okapacha. Yeah, not at, not in, Dakpoga? Oh, you don't know? But if you aren't there, then... I guess it's to make sure that Ryokor Turte doesn't melt if it leaves the snowy environment. Ruja, probably better leave this matter be for now. Gotta think about this. I think we've come to a realization. Everyone's keeping me in the dark. For the time being, could you tell Liplu that we will happily take part in the plan? Certainly. I hope we'll be seeing you again soon, Mathia. I could talk cooking with you until the sun sets and rises again. I can barely believe the stories of the meals you've eaten. Please, you have to tell us more about the world's food next time. As to what I was saying before, we'll handle that ourselves. Give Liplu our regards, Mathia. Certainly. Alright, so now that we've spoken with all the points of contact, let's go back to Dakpoga. So upon our return, we'll find Liplu back in her office. And yeah, I guess we'll be tailing these guys for a while as well. Hi there, Liplu. You've returned at last. So how was everyone? Did they have positive things to say about my letter? Indeed they did. They did? Well, that's a huge relief. And not that I doubted you for a moment, but their readiness to agree to my proposal shows me just how hard you worked for their benefits. There was something else that I was curious about. How have your friends been faring since becoming established? Well, I hope. Yeah, there have been many new changes for everyone, and they managed to find their footing and walk their own path. But yeah, lots of new changes going on all over. Ah, that is good to hear. They reached a milestone with your help, but have the wherewithal to forge a future with their own hands. Much like we're doing here, the news is heartening indeed. And now that everything is settled, the true work begins. Indeed it will. So, for completing this first quest, we'll take 3,835 gil. And so, that's the first part of this quest, so let's move on and speak with Liplu again to take on our next quest to do this Society/Beast Tribe completion quest entitled Hero's Day Off. Liplu is never one to leave hard work unrewarded. Allow me to thank you for delivering those letters, Mathia. I'll also offer my apologies for sending you hither and thither for such a minor task. Why is that? No doubt your feet ache and your back cries out for respite. I've had longer treks. A single step further, my legs have fallen off. My shoulders and neck have already been so sore. But yeah, I'm the warrior of light. I'm made of sterner stuff than that. As expected from an adventurer of your caliber, you are so positively indefatigable. Still, you did walk quite the distance, so I encourage you to take some time off to rest at our guest lodgings. Come to think of it, despite all the trials and tribulations you've endured for our sake, I don't believe you've had the chance to stay with us. So, how about it? I believe I can. Good, good. I anticipated you might agree to my suggestion, so your chambers are being prepared as we speak. Once they're ready, I'll let Genuhanu let you know. It shouldn't be long, but please make yourself at home in the meantime. Certainly. Yeah, apparently where I'm shunning out is in the alpaca pen. Or maybe I'm just having a look around to bear witness to the fruits of my labor. Yeah. When we first met her, Wuklawat would have balked at this, but not anymore. Oh, is that Mathia? Is that you? Oh, we have here. Oh, we have representatives from Earthenshire also, including Mr. Fontaine and our Moblin friends. I thought so. It's been so long. I'm not sure if you remember me. It's Fontaine of the Potswolf. And Ready Rock representing the Moblins. It is a pleasure to happy greet you here of all places. Have you come for crafty tasks? Not today. In fact, something else altogether. You're lodging here? Good for you. You always seem so busy. It's heartening to know that you have the time to recuperate. We are here on a delivery. Fontaine's crafty goods have proven very popular as of late. Fortunately for me, customers have even made the journey all the way to Earthenshire to purchase them. I feel blessed that anyone would go to so much trouble for my work. You played no small part in guiding me upon this path, Mathia, and for that I thank you. Slowly but surely I have overcome the impulse to compare myself to others and have become content simply to know that my crafts bring joy to so many. The seeds of that change were planted the day I met you in Wuklawat, and every day since then I have become more certain that coming to TURAL was the right choice. Indeed it has been for you. But you cannot let success make you lazy. The life of an artisan is one of constant improvement. When you are inspired with new ideas, quick tell, ready rock at once. That way you will always have what you need for your crafty work. And so, since our business here is finished, it's about time we return to Earthenshire. Rest well, Mathia, and may we meet again. But yeah, now my big question for you is, how did you get there and back again? Because they never fixed the staircases connecting the lower half of Okehanu to the top half, or rather, the lower half of Kozama Uka to the top half. That place is still destroyed after the storm that hit so hard before we arrived in TURAL in the first place 2 years ago. Alright, Genuhanu, hello there. A most hearty welcome to our special advisor. If you're ready to see your room, allow me to guide you. I must admit, attending to one such as you is quite the emotional experience. We owe you so much and we aren't the only ones. We recently had a customer visit from distant Alexandria. Apparently, they had taken part in some sort of martial competition there, and they told us about the various troubles that had recently befallen the nation. Oh, so you've heard about the Colosseum? It was you and your companions that saw them through those dark times. Yeah, the Colosseum, aka the Arcadian specifically. The Colosseum is older. When I heard that our special advisor was risking life and limb for the sake of others, I was worried. But I was also in awe. You fly freely and nobly as Keisha Ihi, and the least we can do is offer you a place of respite from your trials. It is an honor, in fact. How dare I go rambling again? Please, allow me to show you to your room. And just in time too, because the sun is setting. So, later that night, please make yourself at home. If there's anything you need, anything at all, you need only ask. Oh, but before I go, Liplu said that Wawakesa wished to speak with you. If you have a moment, could you visit the eatery later? Until then, please enjoy your stay. Thank you very much. So that'll be our sleeping quarters for the night. Yeah, I'm probably expecting that someone will bring me another happy hour cocktail. So yeah, they even set up a residence in Dakpoga for all the workers who help out the TURAL travel agency here. Well, this is a surprise. Come to visit old friends, Mathia. Yeah, we got a dashing Mikote here. Yeah. And you are? Oh, you work for the Reflection, don't you? Who could forget Sia, the travel agency's first customer, but yeah, it's been a while since we've seen this guy. I'd probably be lying if I recognized him straight off, but maybe we'll make him happy if we say this. I'm glad you remember. And I suppose you also remember how much trouble we went through to ensure that Rastabat had an unforgettable experience. I take it you finally found time to relax. I've become quite fond of this place myself, and since my first tour, I've arranged several more devoted entirely to fishing. And since fate has brought us together again, there's something I've wanted to tell you ever since our last meeting. Surely you've noticed the effort your actions have had on TURAL. Long-standing issues that once gripped the nation now seem manageable. Yeah, the Warrior of Light does have a tendency to accomplish such things. A change set in motion more than 80 years ago when Galul Jar Jar stemmed the conflicts plaguing the continent and founded Tuliolal. His Lance Guard made the roads safe, and people could move more freely than ever before. And with the Pelu Pelu giving the mercantile reins, wares of all sorts flowed across TURAL. But even so, its various peoples remained in their ancestral lands, following their established customs. The capital remained fundamentally separate. However, Galul Jar Jar had no intention of changing that. He understood that it would take time for a single nation of TURAL to coalesce, and entrusted the next generation to see it realized. Which brings us to now. With the succession of new Dawn servants, that new generation has come, and the TURAL Travel Agency is but one of the many enterprises reshaping our home. I hear that you aided some few of them, in fact. People will have more chances to explore unfamiliar lands, more chances for mutual exchange, and as we come to better know our neighbors, we will learn to come together as a nation and step forth into a brighter future. Yeah, I haven't given it much thought. Yeah, I was only doing as adventurers do. The Warrior of Light is beholden to no nation. I see, you are only doing what comes naturally, lending a helping hand to those in need. To think that actions come so naturally to you would help revitalize a whole nation and the people who live within it. Such selflessness is truly moving. I am grateful for your journey across the world and for lending your strength to those you met. The Wing of Reflection shall do its utmost to ride these favorable winds as far as we can. And we'll see what you can accomplish. Now, I believe I've taken up enough of your time, Mathia. Rest well. Thank you very much. So away he goes, and now I'll chill out in my fancy hut. With a Moogle palm, no less. Time passes as you reflect upon the countless adventures that brought you to this moment. After a lengthy reverie, you recall that Wawakesa wished us to speak with you. Perhaps he's still about at the eatery. Yeah, the fact that they added the sleeping chime in there, the sleeping fanfare, the outro, like, that's pretty cute. That was a nice detail. I like that. Alright, back over to Wowcasa. Greetings, Mathia. Hope you're able to take your mind off of things for a bit. Your face says it all. Here, cooked up a little something for you. I put my heart and soul into it, so you best hurry to your destination before it gets cold. Well, thank you very much. Didn't expect to be sent off so soon, did you? Liplu is waiting for you at Panapak Pelu retreat in Okapacha. Some hot springs run by another Pelu Pelu, as I understand. But one thing before you go. I'll come out and say it. Buck them with the third promise and all that kidnapping and whatnot. Well, things weren't looking too bright after we ran into you. Of course, you were only doing right by your allies, but we'd never taken such a beating as you gave. Yeah, in the main story quest, these guys were bought off by Bakul Jar Jar to steal Wuklamat's keystones. And this guy was their leader. So, yeah, just in case you were wondering exactly who this guy is. We were scared to death. When I saw you again, I was certain my final day had come. But instead, my days have been full making food I love, and watching customers enjoy it. My old crew and I are even earning an honest wage. Not bad for a bunch of former ne'er-do-wells. Not bad at all. Our past crimes forgiven and our apologies taken at face value, all by the grace of you and Liplu. We owe you both a debt of gratitude we can never repay. Still, maybe this meal will provide some small way towards evening the scales. Let's be off now to Okapacha, Mathia. And so, let's be off, because yeah, we're going to Washampelo, which is closest to this retreat. So off we go. So as you can see, this is going to be our destination. So we have been here before to do a couple of quests. Yeah, Ikvulo's Inn is its proper name. It looks like we've been going further than that. Yeah, it's not the inn we're going to. Yeah, I will say that this is my first time going through this quest after having it unlocked here in the patch. So yeah, right here at the gates where everyone is. Hey everyone.
There you are, Mathia. We've been waiting for you. Did you bring us the food Wabakesa make?
Wabakesa made? I don't read words so well anymore. I'm getting old.
Good, good. Thank you for carrying it all this way. Now, shall we begin?
Might want to put that away. We don't necessarily need it here, do we?
On behalf of all of those who work towards the betterment of TURAL, I'd like to welcome the guest of honor. You.
Yeah, surprise! Although it already wasn't much of one.
Terribly sorry for keeping everything so secretive. I was worried that you might shy away from attending this party if you knew what we were about.
I didn't expect the thing. I had a feeling something was going on, or I knew from the very first moment. You can't pull one over on the Warrior of Light so easily.
My, how perceptive. Though I shouldn't be surprised. Thank you again for playing along with this little game. Originally, we had planned to hold this event at the travel agency.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But as we heard more and more about your exploits around TURAL, we began to envision something greater. An event that will bring together everyone you've helped. We've been wanting to thank you for everything you've done, so Liplu's invitation provided the perfect opportunity. Bull's Helm made almost too much food for us to carry. We brought Kirkia, the Snow Spirit's favorite libation, among other traditional Yokui fare. I hope everyone eats and drinks their fill. Rokyo Turte and the other spirits have been expressed interest in coming. Perhaps their whims will guide them here at some point. Look around you, Mathia. All these people from across TURAL are here because of you. to show their gratitude to a dear friend. Even so, a small matter weighs heavily on the hearts of all present.
And that is?
You see, while you are a highly valued contributor to our project, we scarcely knew anything about you. Admittedly, the challenges we faced left us with little time for leisure. But even so...
People speak of your exploits in TURAL quite often, and with each new story, I learn more and more of who you are. It made me realize how little we actually know of your life, and that made me feel somewhat sad. More than as an advisor, helper, or artisan. I think I'd like to know you as a person.
We all feel that way, you can be sure, so if it isn't too much trouble, we'd like you to tell us all about your life, both within TURAL and without.
Okay. But before that, why don't you change into something less dusty from travel? This is a party after all, and we'd like you to relax. All present are eager to speak with the guest of honor. Why not match their festive mood with equally festive attire? Battle will not be required of you during this quest. Good. Yeah, why would I need to do such a thing? Anyway, Revolja.
Are you wearing that to the party?
Begin the party with your current gear? Sure.
Very well. Now bring out the food and drink.
Yeah, I mean, I'm dressing casual. This is what I usually wear when I'm casual. Yeah, you don't need me in my battle armor. So, as sun rises on this little party, we've got a tankard of some sort of beverage. It's probably mezcal. Yeah. Cheers, everyone. I'm sure our Lalafell over in the Shadowbringers Beast Tribe quest, or rather in the Cardinal Virtue quest, would have been proud to be a part of something like this, but can't bring her over, unfortunately. And yeah, there's a hot spring here. Don't know if we're necessarily going to use it, but I don't think Rio Corterte should. Yeah, you don't want to jump in there. You're made of snow. That's too hot for you. You'll melt in a hurry. Like, aww. So after about 24 hours... Whoa. Uh-oh. A griffin's on the loose. Yeah, who brought this over from Alamigo? I guess I have work to do, don't I? I will need to change into battle attire first. Yeah, they're like, yeah, do what you got. Oh, they're gonna send Yokui to do it. Or at the very least, chase after it. And bring some Helupelu and alpacas along until eventually... Success! Yeah, let's get this thing sent back to Alamigo. And now 24 hours later. Yeah, anyone who can still drink is still on their feet somehow. Hopefully my eyes aren't glazed over or anything. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have done very well here tonight. So, we'll have to speak with Leplu now that it's evening. After 24 hours have come and gone.
What a grand time that was! Were you able to forget your worries, if even but for moments?
I certainly did. It's been a while since I was so relaxed, but I had that more time. Or yeah, our next party should be at the travel agency, because this is where I was expecting it to take place.
That's a great idea. That way, while Kesa and anyone who couldn't make it this time can join, we can close the travel agency for a day and have a proper celebration. Of course, we'll invite everyone again. Ukevu, Seiya, and Mablu would also love to come. Yes, Let's do it sooner rather than later. Now, I'm sure the others would like to speak with the guest of honor. Why don't you indulge them?
Yeah, we can definitely do that. Yeah, everyone's just chilling out around here. So yeah, Revolja, we start with you. It's been a pleasure listening to your many fantastic tales, Mathia. But even after hearing your stories, I have trouble imagining them. One day I hope to see those space carrots with my own eyes. Yeah, Rika could tell you about that. Your journey gives us the motivation we need to make the Gainery even better. You might even hear talk of Gok Golma at whatever far-flung locale your next adventure takes you. I don't think they'll have heard of it over in the 4th.
And with outside orders increasing by the day, maybe it's time to dream bigger, be more ambitious.
We'll make the people of Marmuk proud. Ah, I forgot to mention, Far Angia and I came up with an interesting idea. We want to see what Liplu thinks, and we hope you'll stick around to hear her thoughts. Yeah, we don't want to see her thoughts, that's impossible. Alright, Far, over to you.
I can't remember the last time I stopped worrying about my duties and simply lived in the moment. Not since Dawntrail's passing, I think. Yet when I saw Rio Corte's joy writ so plain on his face, I realized anew all the work was worth it. With Zergote the open-armed now restored, the time has come to look towards the future, to take this precious opportunity to decide how we wish to live our lives. I only hope that means more business opportunities for us.
I shall leave the counting of coin to Master Nopli, yet if you ever require protection for any reason, I am always willing to lend my arm. Thank you, Murphalar. Yeah, let's get him on camera a little more.
I'm glad for the offer. Speaking of which, we had a proposal of our own to share with Liplu before departing. I am glad I had the chance to speak with you, Mathia, as well as everyone else gathered here.
You're quite welcome. And so, the journey for the Society/Beast Hive quests ends by speaking with Liplu here at the gates. It looks like you brought a friend. So as we prepare to wind down,
at the risk of repeating myself, I'd like to thank you again for coming here, Mathia. But that hardly begins to scratch the surface, doesn't it? For the time you've given us, and all the help you've offered, I owe you a debt I'm not likely to repay anytime soon.
Well, it was the least I could do. We wouldn't have come nearly as far without you, that's for sure. And now... let's have a look around. In bringing us all together like this, you've given us opportunities for new endeavors. After a bit of discussion, we've come to realize our goals align almost perfectly.
Yes, I want the people to know that life in Warlord's Echo has changed, that the snow spirits are no longer feared but embraced, and that together we wish to shed the settlement's reputation as an isolated mountain community. We all share similar goals. We would like the various peoples of TURAL to remember each other, not as strangers with esoteric customs, but as trusted neighbors. To that end, we have a proposal for you, Liplu. Might we partner with the TURAL Travel Agency? We would like travelers from across the continent to see our respective homes as they are now.
Yes, we get the Dawntrail theme going.
That sounds like a wonderful plan. Mathia, as our special advisor, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I have no objections, I think you anticipated this would happen, and yeah, I think your inner abacus has already given you the answer because it needs to do the cash register sound effect.
Yes, in fact, my inner abacus has always been clacking away furiously. Of course, I'm always looking for new opportunities for expansion, but believe me when I say celebrating you has been my top priority from the start.
Yeah, I see. Well then, thank you. And thank you, everyone. This couldn't have happened without you.
While we use commerce to build bridges between peoples, You bring them together through high adventure. How many others could say the same? And so, now while I regret to say it, I suppose this little gathering must draw to a close. Don't be a stranger around Gok Gulmon, Mathia. Come check in on your Corturte and the other spirits too. We will make a special batch of Kirakai just for you. Surely you're already thinking of your next escapade, yes? Well, let's give you a hero's farewell. May we meet again soon, Mathia, and may the road ahead of you be laden with good fortune. I'm suddenly gonna need it in another world entirely. And so on this beautiful starry night here in Okapacha, as we bid farewell to these awesome people, we'll take 2,766 skill. We earn the Geographic Guesswork emotes, an illustrated manual of common cartographic symbols in the meanings, perfect for wayfaring adventurers, treasure hunters, or for those who simply would rather not ask for directions. Use this to learn the navigate emotes. So, something new to add to our emote list. We also get the Tradewind's tunic, wrist gloves, gaskins, and shoes, and bring this series of Society/Beast Tribe quests for Dawntrail to a close. And we also earn the achievement, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Yeah, won't you be my neighbor, everyone? So yeah, let's see what our new emotes and our new attire look like. I'm gonna need a place with better light to wear this stuff, so why don't we take this over to my house. And I can show it off there. And also, you may, if you've ever seen my house here before in Final Fantasy XIV, you might realize that it's not in the same place as it once was. In fact, a couple months ago, it used to be over here. But seeing that this plot became open, and seeing that a bunch of people kept buying it and then building something on it, but then leaving it pretty much almost immediately after they got it, I decided if these people are just gonna be a revolving door, why don't I claim this for myself? So I did, move the house that serves as Rika's RP Cafe across the street, as it were, and in so doing, also gave ourselves a much more beautiful and awesome view of Mist. So, yeah, as you can see, this is much better than what we had over in Plot 57 when we were stuck back in the corner over there. Yeah, let's show off our attire here. So let's put these things on. Yeah, it's not easy to keep track of everything that I've got. And I'll add that right there. There we go. Yeah, let's put this on stage so I can really show this off. And so, here's what the Tradewind's attire looks like. This is what you get when you do all of the quests for the Beast Tribes/Societies here in Dawntrail. Yeah, I have to say this is quite a good look for Mathia. I don't know how long I'll use it going forward, but knowing that I have this in my collection, I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that I am very satisfied with everything that happened with the societies here in Dawntrail. And now we can only wait and wonder what societies we're going to be aiding over in Evercold.
Also, hey there, Antonius. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. I'm going to take a moment to step away. I just need to take care of something, and then I'll be right back. I guess bumping into my control is one way of saying that I'm back. Alright. Back to street attire, and now it's time for our main event. Let's head on over to Solution 9. Oh, from one mat to another. It's nice to meet you. So, let's head on over to the Neon Stein. So, it's been a while since we've been over here, but there's a reason for that. We're reuniting with HARDIBOILED this evening, because it's time for us to bring this edition of the Hildebrand Adventures to a close. Because we know that HARDIBOILED's arch nemesis is out there, and HARDIBOILED has had enough of Hildebrand and Nashu. And so now we've got to try and figure out how the heck we're going to help the detective to bring his nemesis to justice tonight. What do you say we get started and speak with Detective HARDIBOILED? Let's take on our first quest for this evening with a detective entitled Detecting a Lead. HARDIBOILED's pensive expression cuts a stark contrast to the frenetic buzz of True View's neon-lit streets. Mathia, you gonna get back to work, I see? I've reconstructed the remaining files, but found no more records of monster-fled criminals. So, I reckon we're clear on that front. But what the last of the data did contain, though, was plans for repairing some kind of fancy-schmancy duplication device. Said it was discovered aboard a flying vessel of unknown origin. The description of which damn near perfectly matches the shiny disc our imbecile inspector crash-landed over near Ueyawata. So now I'm wondering what's a gadget on a ship like that used to duplicate. Yeah, let's have a look. Because remember back to Rika's exploits over in Endwalker, there were a whole bunch of Hildebrand clones. So, let's tell you about what Rika had learned that day. Anything. Even people. Oh, that ain't good. See, the files mention 3 critical materials. Electrope, ceruleum, and meteorites. Meteorites? Sound familiar?
That's the same stuff our fugitives already nicked. They got what they needed to fix the device, and I'm sweating bullets imagining what they mean to do with it. Problem is, we've squeezed those salvage files of dry of every last juicy lead. Can't even begin to guess where Keshkai and Carnelian might be holed up. For all we know, they've already moved on to the next step of their diabolical scheme. Each time we pumped a new source of information, and I know just the nosy bugger that'll do. Let's pay a visit to Mymond. And we will see you there. So as he heads off... Yeah, remember the Oglops we've been seeing in some of the previous Hildebrand quests? Yeah, they're not leaving the detective alone. Meanwhile, we're being spied on. Who goes there? As if we didn't already know. Yeah, Hildebrand and Nashu. Trying to blend in with the crowd, it seems, all of a sudden. Although not all that well. You may recall my mere presence seemed to anger the detective when last our paths crossed. So we've taken to disguising ourselves as ordinary citizens. Well, you tried your best. Yeah, I don't think those headphones look good on you there, Mr. Hildebrand. You might want to look into Beats by Dr. Dre. And I'm like, whatever. Our independent investigation otherwise continues unabated. Nashu has, in fact, identified a new potential avenue of inquiry. Nashu, if you'd be so kind.
I've noticed that there's an Oglop that never strays far from Detective Hardiboiled's side, and I suspect this persistent insect is much more than it appears.
Oh, yeah, you think so? I share your suspicions, or maybe it's just the bug with the taste for gumshoe? But yeah, could be. We could be dealing with another creature possessed of a transformed criminal soul. Maybe it's been sent to spy on the detective.
But it doesn't feel like spying, more like it's watching over him.
Yeah, and I also doubt those are the new meta glasses either. Whatever the Oglop's intentions, we must continue to surveil this ever-present surveiller. It may prove critical to cracking the case. And so, away we go. Yeah, is Beats by Dr. Dre still in production? Or is that still a brand that's a thing? It's been a while. I don't know if it's still being sold these days. So, we're heading east, not going south. Alright, that's heading on over here. Hey there, Mymond. Good to see you again. Back again. What can I do for you this time? Got a question for you. Yeah, this is what we need to ask you. A device that can duplicate anything, eh? In the one hands, that could lead to all kinds of mischief. I haven't had a peep about aiding gadgets, but there was something else that might interest you. Rumor has it some half-dead bloke dressed like a lab worker was rescued out in Heritage Found. You reckon that could be our villain Keshkai? Could be. You have to talk to Sir Singh, the hunter who found the poor bugger. Apparently he brought him back to his home in the outskirts. If this half-dead lab rat is who we think it is, then I wonder if Carnelian must have... Huh. Oh, it is still sold? Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it in so long. Thanks for the tip, Mymond. Well, partner, looks like we're heading to the outskirts. Let's find this Sir Singh fella. Alright. And someone's FC handle is pasta, apparently. And yeah, Hildebrand and Nashu were over there the whole time. And we shall follow wheresoever the Oglop leads us. Yeah, you may not have noticed the Oglop because it's so small, but it was there too. It's only taking us a while to move on with the quest. Like, let's go! Off to the outskirts then.
So let's see what we are going to find. I think we come just in here? Yep, this is the place. Hello there, Mr. Cersine. After talking to this guy for a while. Of course, I'd be happy to share the tale. I was calling monsters on the fringes of Everkeep when an airwheeler wobbling through the skies above caught my attention. So erratic was its flight path that I... Sorry. So frustrating when a sneeze comes on and you can't do anything to stop it. Let me gather my thoughts here. Alright, let's try that again. So erratic was its flight path that I half expected it to crash into the ground, which it did not far from where I was standing. I ran over to see a man crawl free from the wreckage and collapse, his mask and gloves marking him as a lab technician of some kind. Let's have a look. There he is. Yeah, the creepy face with the All Saints mask from a few years ago. Though the airwheeler hadn't exploded or burst in flames, he looked terribly burned. I was able to rush him home and administer treatment before he succumbed to his injuries. He certainly would have succeeded in succumbing, that's for sure. But the potent medicines have put him into a deep slumber, so I'm afraid he's in no state to answer questions. As for his name, I found an identification card tucked in one of his pockets. Assuming it belonged to him, the man's name is Keshkai, a researcher from a local facility. So we have found our man. That figures, and those burns. Knowing Carnelian's preference for fire magics, I wager a dozen hard-boiled eggs that he's to blame. A mooked-up crime king is not the type to play loyal henchman for long. Probably turned on his boss and took over the whole operation. We'll have to wait until Keshkai wakes up to get the whole story, but in the meantime, I'd rather be doing something useful. I say we head outside and consider our options. Alright. Appreciate you sharing, Cersine. Keshkai is the criminal involved in a case we're investigating, so we'll be imposing on your hospitality again soon. Criminal, you say? Well, he won't be committing any crimes in his condition. I'll be sure to get word to you once he's fit enough for you to interrogate. Alright, let's be on our way. Thank you very much for your help, sir. Yes, we see you. Detective. I doubt Cornelia would have humored his boss for so long unless he had an endgame in mind. And considering his betrayal came just as they acquired everything they needed to fix the duplication gadget. He's probably after the device so long, or do I really need to finish this sentence? I love option 2. Yeah, let's have him do it. I think he was probably after the device all along. But assuming I'm right, what does he mean to use it for? Well, we can work on answering that question while Keshkai is still in Dreamland. There's an old pal of Cornelian's who might have an insight or two. Was part of his gang back in the day, but insists she's on the straight and narrow now, working as a fortune teller out of a shop in Solution 9. Sorelia, the girl on the front desk, handles all her appointments. Fortune tellers in Solution 9? Why would they need those? And as for you two, quickly, let's just not lose sight of the Oglop. Yeah, we're perpetually chasing after insects now. Let's head back into Solution 9. So where we gotta go is right around here. So basically around the same place as the Neon Stein. In fact, that's right over here. So yeah, you've never been in here before, but we're here to speak with Sorelia. Lalafell, no less.
This establishment caters to lost souls seeking their true path. Due to high demand, however, I'm afraid we're completely booked for the coming months.
We're not interested in your dubious divinations. You just tell old Keisha that HARDIBOILED is here to see her.
Like, who? Very well, one moment please.
And So yeah, this is the person of interest. Surrounded by a wall of electrobe.
What do you want, hardhead? I pay my debt to society. You're interfering with the legitimate business of an upstanding citizen.
Sure I am, says the woman who was Carnelian's most prized sorceress, charlatan. I wager the only fortune to be found here is the one you're making off forgettable marks.
Don't you dare lump me in with that double-crossing snake. It was his fault I went to prison, and I've been done with the underworld ever since. My establishment is entirely above board.
Alright, don't get your robes in a twist. It's Carnelian I want to ask about anyhow. I'll spare you the whole messy story, so let's just get down to brass tacks. Imagine there's a gizmo that can replicate any person or object in the world. What do you reckon a no-good crook like Carnelian would do if he got his hands on something like that?
What kind of addle-brained... How should I know?
But at least let me mull over this while my regulator doesn't seem all that useful these days.
The only thing Carnelian ever wanted was power, and no matter how much he got, it was never enough. Seems his ancestor, the one they called the Lich, created the ultimate spell, and it eats him up that he's never had the arcane strength to cast it.
An ancestral spell he hasn't got the juice for, huh? But how would a duplication gizmo help him with that?
Not my area of expertise, though I suppose you could search the public database and read up on the Lich if you're so inclined.
Fair enough. We'll try our luck with the terminals in the commerce sector. Much obliged, Keisha. Alright. Let's be out of here. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, were you? Yeah, I don't think the people on Solution 9 really need one of her services that badly. At least I wouldn't think so. Yeah, let's head on over to where we need to be. Yeah, be honest. When we move on here from Solution 9, are you gonna miss this place, or are you just gonna be like, well, it was nice while it lasted, but we're gonna move on. Alright, Hardiboiled. These terminals are connected to Alexandria's public database, so you can use them to learn all sorts of neat stuff. I'll see what I can dig up on this Lich character. Meanwhile, reckon you could look into what makes Klotz so special? Klotz? Keshkai's other flunkies didn't get a choice of master, but when it came to Carnelian, it seems the Crying King specifically requested the Klot as a vessel for his soul. I figured he was keen on their powers of mimicry, but now I'm wondering if there was something more. Anyway, see what you can find. With the chat mode and say, use your keyboard or the software keyboard to enter the term Klotz at the Commerce Sector data terminal. So we'll stay in front of this thing, and we will switch over to say in chat. The terminal monitor displays an entry on the monsters known as Klotz. And apparently Fair is here. Oh, I can imagine her ripping into me right now. Klotz. These amorphous organisms inhabit dense jungle environments and demonstrate an extraordinary capability for physical mimicry. When threatened, the Klot will either mirror the threat itself or adopt a more intimidating form. Klots can also fuse with others of their species, and there are recorded cases of multiple Klots merging into a single gigantic entity possessed of immense magical power. So with all that in mind, Detective? Well, no surprises from the bloodline that produced a maniac like Carnelian. Turned out this Lich guy's a real piece of work. The ancient era that is said that he used sorcery to raise and bind the dead to his will, and created an unstoppable spell that would immediately snuff out the life of any target. Oh, and that he used necromancy to turn himself into a living corpse. Great. This allowed him to keep amassing dark powers over a period far beyond a normal person's lifespan. Yeah, no regulator necessary, which was the thing that earned him the Lich moniker. Too many years of nefarious undeading though, and the people came together to off him permanently. You know,
Noirshoe, my assistant, was killed by a spell I had never seen before, and I reckon Carnelian took a page from his ancestors' book of necromancy to animate those poor bastards at the Canaloka Corpus. Meanwhile, yeah, keep an eye on the Oglop. It's close by. As are those two. So how'd your research go, by the way? Learn anything useful? Well, this is what I found out. So multiple clouds can merge together to make one humongous blob that wields all their magical power combined. That explains everything. Carnelian means to create a bunch of Crime King copies and fuse into one big murderous mook. That's creepy. Well, you and me are gonna wreck those plans and avenge Noirshoe's death once and for all. Yeah, do you want to loop Hildebrand in on this, or the Inspector might be able to help with that? I know you two aren't on speaking terms right now, but you want to at least increase our chances? Meanwhile, yeah, I've seen him hanging around like a bad smell. When it comes to exacting vengeance, that well meaning dope alone to get in the way. And besides, Carnelian is more dangerous than he's ever been. I won't give him the chance to hurt anyone else. Why are you still bullheaded about me being pals with the Inspector anyway? You make a good team when you share the same soul. Yeah, whether you know it or not. You have been successful in some of your endeavors. Me and the soft-boiled gentleman? Give me a break. Still, there's always been something weirdly familiar about that guy. More than you know. Meanwhile, on Link Pearl. Yeah, what you got? Uh-huh. Alright, be there soon. That was Circine telling us to come over. Keshkai's woken up. Alright. And there goes the Oglop. Hot on the tail of the detective. And as for you two?
I've been thinking, Mathia, what if the Oglop we keep seeing is actually Noirshoe?
Like, really? That's quite a theory.
When the detective was talking about this assistant, I swear that insect had the saddest look on its little face.
How would you be able to know?
Come now, Noirshoe. You heard as well as I did that she perished by Carnelian's hand.
But what instead of dying, her soul was shunted into an Oglop body in the same way the fugitives were stuffed into fiendish forms?
I sound as suppose it's possible, or wishful thinking, but maybe it is? Because there's been enough crazy stuff going on in this case. Noirshoe does have an uncanny sense for such things. Yep, we should not dismiss the idea out of hand. Were we to explore the possibility, we might begin by chatting with the researcher zombie whom my gentle dead man acquaintance befriended. Pray continue your investigation alongside Detective HARDIBOILED, and we shall contact you the moment we learn aught of substance. Alright. So, back to the outskirts then. So let's head on back over. Alright. Hey there, Detective, how are ya?
You late, Chief. Getting lost on the way or what? This case is promising an explosive end and I hate for you to miss it.
Very well, so let's take our 1,470 gil for completing this first quest. Alright, let's move on and speak with the detective again to take on our next quest, which will be the final quest for the Hildebrand Mysteries in Dawntrail, entitled Clotted Crime. HARDIBOILED's eyes are alight with anticipation, nose full of the scent of his quarry.
Right, let's head inside and hear what Keshkai has to say for himself.
Very well. And so, sometime later... Well, Mastermind, what happened to you? Do we at least get to see her face? The duplication device was restored. I had all that I required to build my genius army. But mere moments before I began to replicate my brilliant stuff en masse, that damnable cur burned the hand that freed him. Seared as I was by Cornelian's sorcery, it's a miracle I managed to escape at all. But of my ambition? Not so far as but smoke and ashes. I want to make him pay. You'll find the device in a hidden lab on the lowest level of the Caniloca corpus. If Cornelian's aim is mass self-replication, then that is where he must be. It will take time for the alien technology to do its work. Trying to tame a vicious breed like the Crown King was a gamble, and you lost. Luckily for you, I was able to plan to bring it down anyway. Looks like I called how things played out, more or less. Didn't twig that Cornelian would be holed up in a lab right beneath our noses, though. Hoses. Hand this story side over to the authorities as soon as they're able to walk. Might put up a fight, but I doubt it'll be much of a challenge for a strapping hunter like yourself. It's welcome try. Don't worry, I'll be sure to see him into custody. And as for you there, Detective, we know where Cornelian is now, and I'm ready to charge in, guns blazing. But first, I want to pay my respects at Noirshu's grave. While burying the dead isn't the custom in Alexandria, Noirshu and I were never comfortable with the whole regulated deal. But I'd be damned if I was gonna forget, and putting it to rest was my way of honoring your memory. Nightstein's been in the shop, so I'll head over there and pick him up. Go on head to the name slates and I'll see you there. Alright. What's on your mind? Yeah, gotta straighten the tie. Alright, wait for the designated location of the name slates, which is the cemetery, which is all the way down there. So, we gotta head on over to Yasolani Station, which is the closest location for us. Alright, off we go. Might need to get my wits about me, so we'll dress for battle if we need to. Alright, up and over the wall. And we'll head on over to where this place is. Not hard to find them. There's so many. Not only that, there's a light that indicates that battle is about to happen. And given where we are amongst all these dead people, amongst all these graves, just let that all sink in for a moment. We're completely surrounded. Alright, let's do this. Your progress through the battle will be saved at certain points. In the event that you are defeated, you'll be able to try again from the most recent of these. Please note that if you have entered battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. Alright, I need to take another break real quick because I can feel that something's going on with my throat, so I need to get myself a lozenge. Back in a moment. Alright, lozenge in tow, let's go. So, of course it's level 100, but there's no item level limit for what we're about to do. So as we prepare for battle, just waiting for our ally. And as we do... Oh, hey there, my man. Surprise! It's me again. Got a letter for you from the detective. Alright. What does it say? Right, that's my business done. Time to go and pry into someone else's. Yeah, you go do that. Thanks, Maimond. So off he goes. Stay safe in this storm, would you? Sorry for the change of plans, Mathia, but I need to handle Carnelian alone. What? Like, you have the Warrior of Light on your side, and you're gonna pass up on his power? You've helped me out time and again. I ain't letting you risk your life for my personal vendetta. As you see him drop his bike, I'll put the Crown King in the ground where he belongs. You just sit tight and wait for the good news. While I motivate myself with a hard-boiled egg, of course. Like, aw, man. I don't get to do the job for him. Mathia! Hey, Mathia! We've learned the most astonishing facts. And you brought your gentle dead man friend along. The new researcher recruit of our gentle dead friend here spoke of a lady he had seen on the lowest level of the Kanaloka corpus. A lady who could very well be in Washu. What? She lies unmoving within a capsule of some kind, looking as if she but dreams in peaceful slumber. Then we made at once for Shoshin's house to demand the truth from Keshkai. The villain soon folded beneath my expert interrogation and admitted to transferring Nawashu's soul from her captive vessel into an Oglop shell. So that it actually did happen.
Where is Detective Hardiboiled, by the way? I want so badly to let him know that his assistant is alive and well. Well, mostly.
Yeah, I hate to tell you this, but he's ditched me. Seeking vengeance on his own, you say? This calls for the utmost haste. They certainly do, don't they, Bubba? Yeah, no motorcycle necessary. His legs are fast enough.
Wait for me, Inspector!
And as for you, we should travel along as well. We should. Because yeah, if all goes to hell, you're gonna need my spear. Meanwhile, in the hidden depths of the Kanaloka corpus. Back to the Genova chamber, where we first found Hildebrand. And, yeah, Carnelian doing his thing using the UFO from Endwalker to, as was expected, duplicate himself. He's going on a clone run. And we could soon have a clone war on our hands. And here comes the Oglop. Meanwhile, yeah, it turns out that we only just caught him as he was already in progress. Now that's a sickening sight. One bloodstained Crown King was already too much. Now you gotta know with all them. I don't recall sending you an invitation, Hard-boiled. And all helplessly watching from afar. But no matter, I am afforded the chance to test my newfound strength. Observe. Turning into 8 slimes that now will amalgamate into one ugly mass. Oof, the dames might have called you handsome once, but you might want to check a mirror. I can feel it surging through me, the nigh unlimited power. Behold, The majestic form of the Lich. Let us begin with a demonstration of my ancestors' dominion over the undead. As we're about to see. Yeah, we've seen a whole bunch of zombies walking around when we started this endeavor here in Dawntrail. Great, this keeps getting creepier. Yeah, he has a gun and he's not afraid to use it. Well, it'll work on them though. 'Cause that's a lot of zombies. It's HARDIBOILED versus The Walking Dead. During this battle, you'll be able to fight as Detective HARDIBOILED and gain access to a special dodge action. With the proper timing, you can use Molting Python to avoid taking damage, even if you're within the area of an enemy's attack. Certain enemy attacks will be preceded by a countdown icon. When this countdown progresses to the Molting Python icon, you can quickly use the Molting Python action. Although I will be honest, it doesn't work all that well under the countdown format, but it does work. It does work well in some cases. Yeah, behold, this is all of them, and we got 10,000 HP. But if nothing else, he does have some healing. He does have some dodging, and he also can do this. Yeah, he's not limited. His shots do have an AoE to them. So we can definitely leave them in shock and awe. And thankfully for us, the cooldown on the Night Stallion is rather short. And eventually we do get a big group attack. Big group AoE. They're still coming. Yeah, you would think it's straightforward, right? And no, they are zombies after all. And they're still gonna come. So let's run through them. And wow, that was a shot I didn't even expect was gonna go. Take off. Shoot them all down. And run through. One escapes. Yeah, Carnelian here is not shy about repeatedly respawning. And it is getting real old real fast. What do we do? How do we deal with all this? They just keep coming back over and over. Unliving minions, tear that man apart! But as he tries to, the lights go out. And suddenly... Might remember when we were first introduced to these zombies, and when Hildebrand crossed paths with them, he taught them how to dance. And now that the inspector's here, they remember after all this time. Even the Ogloff can't help but be amazed by this. One man somehow able to control all of these zombies at once. It's like, what? Let us remember to always comport ourselves in a gentlemanly manner, everyone. And so, just like that, they're gone. And they're just like, what just happened? Psych. So as the Moons walks over to the inspector, or rather the detective, forcing our zombie brethren to act against their will is simply unconscionable. While I do not condone violence, the situation appears beyond a peaceful resolution. Allow me to assist. Well, a soft-boiled savior in hell. Thanks, pal. Guess we're in the good graces again. You dare interfere? I'll kill you both! And so now, round 2. So yeah, you can't hide behind you zombies anymore, Carnelian. You gotta own up and face me. So, let's get started. Yeah, so Hildebrand, in a way that only Hildebrand can do, is just gonna try and distract the boss for now. As you can see, Carnelian's got a lot of power behind him. Yeah, and as you can see, even though I used the multi-python ability, it's not very effective at mitigating damage or even dodging the attack at all. But thankfully that time it did work. Yeah, it's not very effective. And yeah, you can unwittingly drive Night Stallion in a way, in a direction that you were not intending. But of course it didn't help that Carnelian dodged just as I was about to use it. And now we gotta endure. Thankfully I've got thick skin. Now we're gonna be chased. All while the Final Fantasy IX boss music plays. Yeah, enough of the explosions. Yeah, you can see how shiny Hildebrand is right now. Not sure if I scored there or not. Yeah, he claims he has more magic at his disposal. Well, how about this? An army of admirers he claims. Let's run right through them as best we can. Look out. Could only spawn one. Yeah, I gotta get him out of the way somehow. But he's dead anyway. Now, gotta make some additional movement. So dodge. I got one going one way, one going another way. Just use the Night Stallion to blow by him on his stats and on his moves there. I don't think so. Yeah, I dodged you rather easily. Back to Gunshot's half health now. I'm gonna keep blowing right through you, man. You have to do better than this. Now this again. Never will understand why it didn't work when I was practicing with Rika a couple of days ago. I used it when the icon came up, but for whatever reason the game said, nope, it doesn't count. This is gonna be awkward. Yeah, man, you're forced to take a hit. You're gonna have to do better than that. Got more thunder coming. But I can still just drive right through them. Yeah, Hildebrand, what are you accomplishing over there? So I might ask. Yeah, you've been doing the Mandeville dance for quite some time now. Got anything else in your repertoire that you can help me out with? Yeah, you can tell he's getting desperate now because his health is so low. Yeah, how are we gonna deal with this? There's a lot of spawns. Yeah, the electrifying handstand that he did a couple of rounds ago. Yeah, we have to try and get rid of everything now. Now we can use group attacks without limits. So we gotta keep going all the way around. Yeah, I must have more, he says. We basically just start to flip the script on his head for this fight. No need to use the Night Scotland, we won't want to because there's so much AoE flown around. Got any more? Who is that Popish imbecile? If you only knew. He's just trying to recover from being dizzy, though. Yeah, he's flexing for us all. But then... he'll feel it in the morning, yeah. But what do? We're kind of stunned. Oh, damn. Yeah, he's really taking it out on the Inspector. But, like, we know how much Hildebrand can endure. Yeah, he's just that kind of guy. Of course, his clothes are tattered, as one would expect. Modest is not the answer, he says. And we reckon that we could use the ether here. Yeah, as he got all that electrope energy encircling him. Oh, gotta use them to break through him. But yeah, you ready? Time for us to really unleash full power. There goes the remaining 14%. You didn't leave any from me. And now that I got you right where I want you, this one's for Noir Shoe. Hold your fire, detective. Your assistant is alive. What'd you say? Oh no. We were never gonna time this sort of thing, were we? I warned you about being soft, hard-boiled. Will you never learn? I've wanted to say such exquisite magecraft for more fitting victims, but now you claws will witness the ultimate spell firsthand. As he prepares to charge up and unleash his power, with unholy power drawn from the darkest abyss, I shall sever soul from corporeal anchor. Yeah, he called out for death to take his shot. Yeah, here comes the Ogloff to save the day, but instead it's Hildebrand who takes the shot. Yeah, the little Ogloff that's been chasing after us this whole time, but the detective always was one who was willing to take the fall for others. Yeah, come around there, Inspector. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Hildebrand! All of a sudden, yeah, he realizes, I'm having an out-of-body experience. For the first time in this entire experience, after 12 years, Hildebrand's finally dead. Oh, I've died? How undemandavilian of me. Yeah, you see it too, don't you? I've slain the dolt instead, though I'm glad to be rid of that bothersome gnat. That Hildebrand's ghost. Oh, such bittersweet sorrow. Our soul should dissipate soon after leaving the flesh, but lo, our resilient zombie overlord endures in spectral form. Hello, this battle isn't over! No, apparently it's not. Yeah, time for me to finally intervene. Enough, even with your entire entourage of fools. You cannot contest our power combined. Because I'm Captain Planet, apparently. But then... what are we thinking? Yeah, can you hug a ghost or something? Yeah, I can put a gun together. Or in this case... how many of you are Dragon Ball Z fans? And see what this is referencing? Yeah, this is the moment when Goku and Vegeta fused into one being. And now we're seeing it here. Master Zombiebrand's spiritual essence has merged with Master Hardboiled's physical form. It's brilliant. It's blinding. It's a pure gold soul. Yeah, because we definitely needed to insert Huntrix into this. This changes nothing. Does it though? All of a sudden you can't hurt him. Yeah, now he's quite the K-pop demon hunter, I guess. Hard-boiled? It cannot be. Hard-boiled is not here right now. In fact, he can even grow. Yeah, this is so screaming K-pop demon hunters right now, isn't it? You can call us hard-boiled, and your goose is cooked. My dear fellow. Yeah, he has incredible speed. Not only that, and you thought only Godberg could do what we're about to see. No evil can stand against the giant golden Mandeville man! So yeah, it's not just Godberg who can suplex people into the ground like this. But in so doing, we disabled the cloning machine. Yeah, I guess my services aren't needed. And we're all ostriches. So sometime later. Yes, you've learned the truth of it. Your precious noir shoe never really died. In fact, yeah. Hello, I'm over here! Keshkai needed a subject for his soul transfer experiments, and the task of procuring the victim fell to me. Your name, HARDIBOILED, was at the top of my hit list. I drew upon ancestral sorcery to cast you into a death-like sleep. For ease of delivery, you understand. But then your meddling assistant threw herself into the spell's path and I was forced to settle for her instead. I had to dig up Noirshoe's corpse following the burial and then proffer her to Keshkai in place of your sorry hide. So it was her soul that ended up in that insect vessel. You bastard! You did that knowing how much I hate Arglops! Now, let us remain civilized. The process is entirely reversible. In the meantime... Yeah, I can't seem to keep my feet on the ground. Oh dear, my apologies, but I feel the draw of an irresistible force. Yeah, I think God is calling out to you. Or in this case... whoever it is you believe in. I mean, you are from Ul'dah, so maybe it's Nalthal, but he's gone too. Oh, that's right. Master Zombiebrand has died, and to his untethered soul comes the call. Yeah, the out-of-body experience is ending. She won the other side, my friend. Yeah, I'll still pose for you. Don't leave me behind, Inspector! Meanwhile, yeah, Argyle trying to get our attention like, hey, maybe the corpse can still be used. Look, his body's still breathing. We gotta drag that soft-boiled soul back. I smote that simpleton with enough ultimate death magic to kill him 10 times over. There is no coming back. What do we do? Yeah, before in the Mandible, must I do the dance, or I think we all knew it would come to this, but still. Yeah, it passed from Edie to Mathia to Corinne to Shinji to Rika and then back over to Mathia. We have to remind the soul of his bloodline and what they're capable of doing. Do you trust me, Natshu? From one Keeper of the Moon to another? It's like, oh man. I don't want to do this. Yes, this still prepares to get whisked away. I may not be fighting, but this is probably the closest I'll get. I gotta dance like a monkey. Well, hey now, don't tell me you've gotten cracked. Oh, quite the contrary. The Warrior of Light has a knack for doing this sort of thing. Even if it's doing something like this. Hey, Inspector Soul, over here. Yeah, I'll keep dancing until I can't see you no more. But then, yeah, suddenly, the body is convulsing. Hey you! We're not done! I'm bringing you back. It's not with a rope, it's with the monkey moves. Oh, I say indeed. You're going back home! Everyone has the same expression, and with good reason. Ta-da! Thanks to that stirring performance by my adventuring associate, I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have returned to life and am back on the case. And he can still keep that smile. Meanwhile,
But you can't! It's not possible!
yeah, I think we may have just extracted Carnelian's soul. I want you guys to enjoy this for a second. If you want to turn this into a thumbnail or a meme or whatever you want to, be my guest, because you probably will never see a face look like this ever again in this game. And yeah, I'm gonna give you that opportunity to take advantage of right now, because you really should, because this is a face that really describes how completely illogical the Hildebrand mysteries are when it comes to Hildebrand himself, how he's able to endure everything that he's gone through, and even has now, thanks to my assistance, overcome even death. So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy that.
Toughest guy I ever saw.
Never expected it, did you? And as for you... Careful, you don't want to squish this one.
Now, what was that about fixing Noir's shoe? You really can't get it back to normal?
Your assistant's recombinant form is being held within this very facility. We need but extract her soul from the Oklop and reunite it with her original body. I had Keshkai provide me with a step-by-step procedure for operating the transference apparatus. It should pose no great difficulty to restore Mistress Noir to ourselves. So yeah, what do you say? Let's take the little thing to where it needs to go. Meanwhile, as if frozen in time itself.
The rest of us should wait at the entrance then.
Make sure you take him with us. So, after all that, let's see, we go ahead and speak with the detective here.
You know what? It stinks in here. Let's head outside.
Alright. So after departing the field station, yeah, the detective waiting expectantly, trying down on as many hard-boiled eggs as he needs to, until eventually,
Detective Hardiboiled!
yeah, you're about to get the reunion you never thought you would ever see. Meet Noirshu. Yeah, it's basically Nashu without the Mikote ears and tail.
Hey, Dollface, you're looking well.
And look how happy she is. Time to meet your doppelganger.
Hi, I'm Noirshu. Thank you ever so much for bringing me back in my own body.
Glad we could help. Welcome back. And so, the resemblance to Nashu is, as you say, uncanny. Very much so. But they seem to be hitting it off quite well.
Right. Like peas in a pod, I tell ya.
Oh, they even sneeze the same way. Yeah, we did it, didn't we? Yeah, you even had to pull a page out of Dragon Ball Z to do it.
Right. I've had my fill of musty old labs. Time to blow this joint.
And so, somehow by some sort of remote control, he's bringing his motorcycle back. And so, Hey, who said you could ride the stallion? Because, yeah, remember what happened the last time you tried this there, Hildebrand? Surely once fused fellows such as ourselves are above cursory formalities, such as asking for permission. Are you sure about that? Because, yeah, this is what happens when you're driving. Yeah, you can't control this thing, can you? Yeah, this is why you ask for permission. Watch that landing! The chassis can't take a direct hit! Yeah, careful there, Inspector. Oh, but then he gets it anyway. Sadly, the lightning rods could not save him. Oh, now it's getting worse. Now she's always enjoying it, but man, you're gonna be sick there, Inspector. Yeah, how are you gonna maintain your constitution now? And then it gets hit again. And goes out like it's Back to the Future Part 2, where Doc got struck by lightning in the DeLorean.
Wait for me, Inspector!
But where are you gonna find him now?
Gosh, that looked dangerous.
Yeah, he'll be fine. It's Night Stallion I'm worried about. I just had him repaired.
Why did I lose to such idiots? Am I dreaming? Surely this is a nightmare.
I'm afraid not. I'll deliver Mr. Lots of Clots here to the Tin Men. You can head back to Noir with Noir Shoe to my place in Solution 9. Alright. I shall re-enter the facility to recruit from the remaining zombies. I bid you gentle people good day. Alright. Yeah, will we see more of you at some point? Yeah, follow me there, Noir Shoe. And so, now that we're reunited, let's go ahead and... Because we never needed to fight at all. We just had to dance. Noir Shoe, let's go ahead and complete this saga of the Hildebrand Mysteries by speaking with you.
Behind that rubbish receptacle is where I went hide and keep watch over the detective. It's surprisingly fun living as an Oglop, but boy, am I glad to be back in my own body.
Yeah, surprisingly it was not Sid who was that Oglop. And as for you there, Inspector, or rather Detective, that makes two of us. Couldn't imagine having one of those people as an assistant. I went and handed Carnelian over to the authorities. There was Storm and all his monstrous pals back to their original mook selves, then tossed me in the slammer. In other words, that's all she wrote on the case of the fiendish fugitives. You're a handy fella to have around, Matthias. As for sticking with me through thick and thin, I made you a replica of Night Stallion. Ah, cool. Doesn't have the same customizations, but it still runs plenty fast. Use this key when you're ready to ride. Thank you very much there, Detective. I appreciate it. And as for you, Noir Shoe,
I have a gift for you too, of sorts. I made lots of friends while I was Oglopped, and one of the little fellas had big dreams of traveling the world.
In other words... Yeah, it's not an Oglop disguised, someone disguised as an Oglop, it's an actual Oglop. It's an actual Oglop.
Take him along on your adventures. He'll be fantastic company.
Didn't expect this, did you? And that's quite a 180 to go from a really awesome motorcycle to an Oglop. Yeah, my own Oglop body exclamation mark or my own Oglop body ... But sure, I'll take good care of it.
Lucky you embraced the danger. I told you those tiny devils are harbingers of death and disease.
She wasn't.
Oh, there's no such thing. Oglops are harmless, not to mention cute as a chitinous button.
Shitness.
Right, well, it's your funeral. Keep it where you can see it or store it away in your pack. Speaking of companions, I wonder where that gentleman fop and Nashu disappeared to. Not that I'm worried or anything, but I owe them a tip of the hat at the very least. Anyhow, Nashu and me are gonna get back to running our detective agency here in Solution 9. Hopefully, we'll cross paths again on some other case. Our time together in the great alleyway of life was brief but golden, like the richest, yellowest of yolk. See you around, Mathia.
See you around there, Hardiboiled. And you too, Miss Noirshoe. Your cameo was brief, but it was good to see you the way you were meant to be. And as for you, yeah, I guess you come to the 4th with me. Hopefully you don't mind the cold. So, with that, the Hildebrand mysteries for Dawntrail are concluded, and will take 3,212 gil, the Night's Dawning activation key, the Oglop minion, plus the Pulper of Inquiry Orchestrion roll, which is the music that you've been listening to right now. And with that, this saga is over. And look how happy it is. With the completion of inconceivably further Hildebrand adventures, you can now exchange MPGP for a new Orchestrion roll by speaking with the Gold Saucer attendant at the Gold Saucer.
His trail had evaporated like mist in the neon haze. The city carried on caring. I fell into a familiar humdrum rhythm, my world gone curiously quiet. There's the gnawing absence of irritating yet endearing whimsy, but that's life, ain't it? No such thing as a perfect egg. Let me leave you with a few words of wisdom.
Right through the heart.
If it ain't tough, it ain't boiled enough, but sometimes the man needs to be gentle.
As he chills out in the bar. Getting a cocktail sent his way. But it's not by Nashu this time. This time by Noirshoe with the same outfit that Nashu, of course, wears.
Who are you talking to, detective?
Yeah, I never would have taken you for dressing out like this there, Noirshoe. Don't worry, it's not rigged. Will Hildebrand return? Who can say? Also, care for an egg? Thought you'd never ask. And we earn the achievement, Gently Does It. Which indeed is true. So we'll go ahead and add all this to our collection. Yeah, since we obviously can't ride bikes here in the city, we won't call it the stream right now, at least not yet, because there is something that has been added that I should show off before we call it a night here in this additional 7.55 stream. Now, you might remember a couple months ago we had the opportunity to help out Aunt T build up a taco establishment here in Solution 9, and you're probably wondering where it is. Well, allow me to show you. Once you maxed out your rank with Aunt T's Tacos, we come down here to the marketplace in Trueview. This is, of course, where a whole bunch of establishments and food stuffs are located. But eventually, this is where she set up shop. So this is Aunt T's Tacos in Alexandria in Solution 9. So yeah, if you were probably would not have noticed it in the closing cutscene, but if you did complete Aunt T's Tacos with the crafting and gathering for her to get your rank maxed out and complete the quest associated with it, you actually would have seen this food stall show in the start of the black and white scene, which is a very cool touch that they did that. And when I saw it, I was very impressed when I noticed it initially with Rika. And so, yeah, this is Hyuki, Aunt T's assistant, now the owner of the Solution 9 location. And as this Jabral is doing a great job of cooking up tacos to satisfy the people of Alexandria, I think I would be remiss if I did not close the evening not with a happy hour cocktail over in Tuliolol, but rather that we enjoy one of Aunt T's tacos right here. Yeah, we happen to bring one of our own, so we now have one of those big fat tacos that everyone talks about and that everyone can enjoy. And to be honest, I think this is the perfect place to bring tonight's Final Fantasy XIV stream to a close. I hope all of you enjoyed our journey, seeing how the Society quest all came together at the end here in Dawntrail, as well as seeing Hildebrand and HARDIBOILED team up Dragon Ball Z style to defeat their adversary, who is left with a permanent frozen face of fear. So, thanks everyone for joining me tonight. I hope that you didn't mind me not being on Wednesday, but I was dead tired for those of you who missed out, so I really was not in the right mindset to stream on Wednesday, but I was able to do so this evening, and so I will be back to doing the Adventures of Elliot tomorrow night. We'll get right back to it because we have a good ending to get to. We need to make that happen, and so I hope you guys will all join me tomorrow and see how all that unfolds. And of course, tomorrow I'll be spending time getting the VOD ready to get it to show off for all of you and get it put up on YouTube. So as Mathia chills out here in front of the Alexandrian location of Aunt T's Tacos, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail live. So, thanks everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the light of the crystal.